Happy Monday. My Fireside Chat is here on Monday. I'm Pat Sloan, and thank you for being in my neighborhood. How was your Easter? Do you do anything special? We don't have any little kids anymore, so it's usually my job to gather the candy for the 4 adults that gather on Easter usually. My dad, his wife, me and Greg. So we usually have enough candy for like 10 people, but I always have to get these. Do you have a favorite candy? These are the little, I always wait for the little egg-shaped Reese's cups. I like these, and I like the little mini ones. And then you put them in the freezer so you can eat them when they're a little firmer, although sometimes they get really hard. Then they're a little hard on the teeth, but little mini ones, that's what I like. So I have been doing a lot of different projects, a lot of behind the scenes again. It's that time of year right before the trade show, and I have some new things that I'll be showing you, but I'm not ready to show you yet. So let's see what I did do. We do a lot of sew-alongs, and I love that. It's a little crazy, and I suspect that some of you do one of them, some of you do 2 or 3. Some of you might be crazy and do all of them with me, nutty. But I thought I'd just sort of go through what the status is, where we are on each of them, because some of them are ending, and then new ones will start, and I'll do some in the summer, and then they just go going on and on and on because they're fun. I love sewing together with you, doing the sew-alongs. I just find that's very motivational. It not only, I find it creative, so it motivates me in a creative sense, and I imagine for many of you it motivates you to actually sew because you have a purpose and a reason to sew. That is the greatest thing of all, is to be able to enjoy what you're doing and then show people, right? You get online and go, look what I made. So a few things that are kind of a big deal. The Splendid Sampler project that I did with my friend Jane Davidson. This is our book number 2. Look at this. Look at all. These are all the blocks I still have to make. All the paperwork from the project. But we did what we were doing is we took a year to introduce everybody to the designers in book 2. And it was not intended that you would actually finish the quilt in that year, because that's really hard to do, but some people did. Not many, but some people that was their one focus for the year. But this was the last block that we sort of assigned or showed from the book, which is mine, because it all starts with love, right? When we started the Splendid Sampler 1, I started with a heart block, and we had to end with a heart block. So it was really fun to do the stripe. This is a diagonal stripe, but if you had a regular stripe, you could just cut it on the diagonal. And so I have 63 blocks. This grouping here needs the sashings. This is row 6 and some others. So what we're doing is, it doesn't end just because we introduce you to everybody in the book. It doesn't end. Our Facebook group is called the Splendid Sampler, which is focused just on this quilt along. Like many groups are, there's single focus groups, and that's for just the Splendid Sampler. And we will be sewing on, because I'm going to finish these blocks, make them into a quilt. Then I have from book 1, True Confessions, I still have all the blocks I made from book 1 that I have not put together. So I'm probably going to be sharing like once a week, probably on Thursdays, because that's what it's always been, on Thursdays, a block, and then people can make that block or share what they did. And it's like a sewing bee now. We're going to go into a different mode with it, much like we have at my main group, Quilt Along with Pat Sloan. It is sort of an evolving sewing bee. So that is what's going on with the Splendid Sampler. Then, here I have to bring my rolling assistant over. Don't you love this? Oh, did I show you? I brought over my koala chair. Can you see it? There. So I brought over the koala chair, and I think I like this better for sitting here. It's not quite as tall as the bar stool. The bar stool was a bit taller, so I like this. So this week on Block Wednesday, we had the first buds. So there we go. I just love this block, and the 4 of them, somebody did one, maybe 2 of you did them, where you took my bonus, where you put 4. Oh my gosh, now I got to do that. You're always inspiring me. We have a few more blocks of this one, and then there'll be another Wednesday sew along. And I have, okay, just because you're watching this, you get the sneak peek. See, this is worth it. It's worth it to come and watch. So the sneak peek is what fabric I'm thinking about. So let's go down here. All right. So this is, I'll put a link to it. Everything I'm showing you, there's a link, but this is Country Store, and it has these really wonderful, let's see, wonderful prints. I like this sort of mix. It feels very 30s, but updated. You know, it's not so pastel-y, you know, and fussy. Look at the plaid. Oh, it's got like a little flower on it. So this is one option. I'm going to do it with this. But I'm also, if you remember, I had, get this over here. I can only grab so much of this at a time. Whoop. So remember this line? Oh gosh, what is it called? I'm going to have to go look it up. So this is Swell or something like that. I can't find the tag. Oh, it's called Cheeky. It's by the same lady designed Swell, which is a Christmas line. So this is Cheeky, and this is what I did the strawberry. Remember I did the strawberry for the button club? This is the fabric I used, and I am in love with this fabric. So what I'm thinking is, if I do two, you know, show this as another colorway. I'm not sure. I'm definitely going to make it in this one, but I think that this is another massively wonderful option. Maybe I'll make a couple of the blocks out of this, but for those of you who like this fabric, I'll link up to do that when we get ready. But I'm not quite ready to have that, you know, show you all the details and tell you what's going on. We still have, what do we got for the flower bouquet? 3 more blocks, right? So, or 4 blocks, whatever it is. And then I'll need a couple of weeks break because I'll be at the trade show and then recovering from the trade show, and then I have to go out to Baby Lock for a training. But in there, I will, you know, in here, I will put out the details for the next so long. I have the name, but I'm not telling you the name yet. It's just one of these are the 2 fabrics I will recommend. I will definitely be making with the Country Store, but I will be recommending this as another option. And the Wednesday sew along, Block Wednesday, is always about just having fun. They're super easy blocks. I do not make the quilt in advance. I cut only what I'm going to use as I'm working. You know, just like a lot of things, when you just go see one block and it tells you cut 5 squares or cut 2 squares, just cut 2 squares. Don't be cutting a whole bunch of stuff that you're not going to use. So my Wednesday one is all about me being creative for myself, and then you're invited to come along. And I usually tell you a bundle of fabric that I work from, and I only work from that. I do not add to it at all. So I have to sort of give myself that challenge. This is what you have. And you know, so that is how Block Wednesday works. So you can join me and sew along with that in the summer, because these will be super easy blocks, and not, I think, a few fewer weeks, so that we go then in starting the fall one sometime in September. You know, so over the summer it'll be really easy, because a lot of us, our summers are warm and nice, and we're doing things outside, and you know, or events, or you know, vacation. So I will organize all that. It'll be coming up. Okay, so another thing this week was, every other week I've been showing, or like twice a month, I've been showing the Christmas fig. Here is the peppermint block. And I chose to do the peppermint block with very much more stronger fabrics, meaning like the deeper color. Like the original, you will see that wherever the tan is, it's very light, and so it blends into the background, and it gives a different effect to the pinwheels. But I wanted these peppermints to be really circles, and so this is the block. And we only have 2 or 3 more of those. So that one's almost finished. Which I have 2 other sew-alongs that I've talked about. One of them I've talked about, and the other I haven't, but I will save that for another time because they aren't coming up for a little while yet, but I will get that organized. So those will be coming. The tulips from my Celebrate the Seasons book. Here we are. Ta-da! This is my four tulips. So I put this out. Here we go. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the purple ones. The original quilt is pinks and they're just so sweet. And I thought when I made a purple one with the black and white polka dots, I was like, yes, that's it. So I just did 4, and I'm going to take next Friday. We won't do this, but the Friday after will be the final for the tulips. So that gives you another little bit of time because I'd really like to quilt this. I'm just going to do straight line quilting on it, which will be fast. But I might decide to just do some sort of overall, I don't know. But I can't quilt it because I've got major projects starting Monday. That's today, starting today. And I then go on travel. And so I have to fit this in when I come back from travel. So I will not get quilted before I leave. There's no way it'll get quilted before I leave. So that is where that stands. Let's see. I had some other fun things that I wanted to share. Let's see, what should I share first? Oh, a couple people have asked about the wool pressing mats. And this is the company, this is the brand that I use, by Precision. And I just think that they're fabulous. It is, somebody's asking about the type of wool. This is New Zealand wool, and on their website, I went and did, and also I've talked to the people at the company. And one of the things about the New Zealand wool is apparently it's a little less smelly. Wool has a smell. Just like think wool socks, wool coats, when you were a kid and you're damp coming in with your wool mittens and they had to warm up, you can have a slight smell to the wool. But what I find is I have the big one out all the time. I don't even notice any smell anymore at all. And if you make it wet, it's going to have more of a smell. If it's dry, it doesn't have any. But I wanted to show you this small, this is what, 9 by 9. This is a great size. I was at a workshop, somebody was using these because they're easy to travel with. And so I'll link you up to that. So if you want to try the wool mat, you can. I got a few other fabrics in that I thought were darling. So let me just show you this one. Let's take a look. This is from my friend Amy Sinibaldi, and it came out a little bit ago, but of course I just got it. So it is called Symphony, and if you are, she sings, Amy sings, and she has a beautiful voice. So look here, look at this, there's strawberries. So let me just get that a little bit closer. There we go. Do you see the strawberries? Oh my gosh, look how cute that is. I love this floral. I love this sort of vibrant orange. It's just, it makes my heart sing. So then there's a little, look at this, like these medallions. Look for fussy cutting. This would be so cool. Centers and hexagons. Then, because it's a music, it's called Symphony. Look how beautiful this is with all of the instruments. I am not a musician in any way, shape, or form, even though these look like clarinets. I don't know if they are, but I played a clarinet. I was really horrible at it, and I hated practicing. Just hated to practice, so that didn't work out so well. Then here we go, some text for, I don't even know what that is. If you know what if you're a music person, tell me what that is. It's a music thing. Then she has some other companion prints. It's called Symphony. I think this is gorgeous. Look at the windows. I love prints like this. I like to love when people mix it up. Amy does such a nice job of this. There's some little roses, and then here's the windows in blue. And then look at the strawberry and the floral in raspberry. Isn't that stunning? It's so gorgeous. Blues, the blueprint. There's another sort of tan. The whole collection is amazing. I mean, you could do one of the quilts that uses a layer cake. This would be very cool. Look, 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 look. I like this in pink. So all the instruments in pink. The medallion in blue is just beautiful. It's a little more distinct than the peach one. Where was the peach one? Back here. Yeah, see how that one, it's a very, very soft, and this one is a little more higher contrast. So if you're really looking for that medallion to pop, the blue and white is cool. And then she has the pink in this vine. So I got those in to work with, which I think will be so fun. Be really fun to play around with it and do something. I don't know what. A lot of times these things will, the fabric comes in for me to look at, to mull over, and I might end up incorporating it into a project, parts of it. And that's how the flower garden came about. I had a bundle, and then I found other things to go with it because I really liked that bundle. And so that's what happens with these. And I love Amy's fabric. I've used it before. So you might see that coming again. Okay, this is the other one that is so darling, and I cannot remember the name. So I'm going to cheat here before I hold it up and look at the edge, because this is from my friend Melissa Mortensen. And Melissa, it's called Fox Farm. Melissa is a designer with Riley Blake. She also has the pink polka dot chair website. I think that's what it is. So she's a friend of mine. And let me start. Which one should I show you first? I'm just going to hold them up because they're just so cute. I'll show you the scenery first. So it's called Fox. What did I say it was? Fox Farm? Yeah. Here we go. Look. Look, look, look. Look at that. With the little sheep and the little barn and all the flowers. So cute. That is so cute. I just got a couple of pieces of this one because when the button club comes out, you're going to see these. This is what I got it for, to do the button club. Then has a polka dot with the little foxes sleeping. Can you see them? They're sleeping in the circles. And it has a stripe. And it has a smaller floral that goes. And then, this wonderful blue roses on red. Now she lives in Louisville, I think Louisville, Kentucky, or she's near the Kentucky Derby, and this just so much reminds me of that area. It just, okay, and then the last one. So cute, look at the boots. Look at the rain boots. I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. And the edge of her fabric has the little foxes. And there's a bunch of other prints. So I will link you up to what all those other things are so that you can go take a look. Now I did work on the cross stitch, and I put a poll out there, and then I forgot to look to see if anybody answered it. So I don't know. I have to go. I did look earlier, but I didn't look just before I came on here to talk with you. So I don't know what people were answering, but I was wanting to know if you cross stitched at all. Did you do it before? This will be our question for the week, okay? Cross stitching. Did you cross stitch before? Do you cross stitch now? Are you interested in doing a little bit of cross stitch on the side? Like, I figure I'm mostly a quilter, but I like to have a little handwork, something a little bit different. Like, I was on the phone with my mom, and I was doing the cross stitch while we were chatting. So shh, don't tell her. Don't tell her. So this is the one I'm doing. This is what I'm still doing. Yes, for those of you who are going, you're still doing that? Yes, I'm still doing that. And I am not fast, because remember, I'm mostly a quilter. So here it is, and I'm really excited about it. My stitching is not, it's beginner stitching. That's what it is. It's not good or it's bad, it's just beginner stitching. And I love it. I love the bigger holes. This is called Ada cloth. I'm learning all the terminology. Anytime you're learning something new, there's new terminology. So I love this more because it has bigger holes. I do not want to have to figure anything out. I just want to do this for fun and relaxation, to give myself something a little different, a little handwork project. And next I will do the side flowers. See, look at the picture. Whoops. Yeah, so I'm going to do the side flowers next, because that will, and then the Be Joyful, and all the bees. My friends, Cindy and Dennis, Cindy finished hers. She's like on to another one, but she found a really cute frame for hers, and so she got me one. So I have a goal now But so I need to finish. So I have to do the flowers next up the side. I'm a little nervous about getting it straight. You know, not so much straight, but counting correctly. Because counting, I don't like the counting part, but I'm getting more used to it. I'm playing little mind games with myself. It's like, it's only 5 out from this edge. Then you start. Then I don't have to count so much. I can just say, do 3, do 2, like breaking it into little segments. It's like a puzzle for me. You know, that's what I think is kind of cool. I look at it and sort of process it a little bit like a puzzle, which might sound weird, but maybe not. Maybe you do that too. So the question for the week, and I don't have a pen to write this down and remember it, so hopefully at the end I'm going to remember. I know I'm going to put this over here. So I have to remember to remind you, it's cross stitch. Do you want to? Are you know, what's going on in your life? What are your thoughts? Because a lot of you probably have floss. It's a very inexpensive little hobby to have, a little side hobby. It doesn't cost a lot. You can buy more expensive things. You can buy the least, you know, very, very reasonable items. So that's where I am on that. I like it, but it's slow. So I have to sort of motivate myself, like the goals. Remember, we talked a lot last week about goals. I have to have goals of what I'm doing, how much cross stitch I'm doing to move it along. Okay, I'm this far with all the rest of these orange tangerine blocks using Betty's Luncheonette fabric, which I just adore. So they are looking, here, let's take a look. They are looking so cool. There's the book that I'm using, and here's the fabric. And I have, this is the rest. This is it. So once these blocks are done, then this quilt will be done, and I will pick another from the book because I have several layer cakes, and these are just good to do in between things. I'm thinking, which one was I thinking? I don't know. There's so many cute. This is the one I'm doing. So there, but I'm not going to put sash in between them, I don't think. I might in the end, but I don't know. So I kind of like this one. Let me get the bigger picture for you. Where is it? Yeah, so there's I kind of like that one. I like something that has a little, you know, more fabric in it, and I like that it'll be kind of scrappy. So that one's called Cookie Dough Quilt. They all have like ice cream names or something. So that is the book that I'm using. Now I also got this in that I wanted to try because I've been wanting to try these. These are little rings that you, whoops, see these rings that you can cut the fabric. It's a thread cutter. So in between here, in between there is a thread cutter. So what I thought would be cool is if I'm doing this chain piecing, is if I put this, I'm right-handed, so I put this thread cutter ring, which has Velcro, by the way. So it's got a little Velcro tab, see? So every size you can do, everybody can be, you know, use it. And you can put on whatever finger works for you. So I thought if I put it on my index finger, and then when I'm doing something, I can just come and cut the threads like this as I'm going along. Like if I'm chain piecing and needed to cut between them, I can just go the whole way through. So I just cut that one to show you. So they're cool. I like them. Something I can something I can use. So let's see. I got a couple other things here. Now this week I have been playing around with another Oh My Stars, and I got it back from the quilter. I once again, like we talk about goals, let's go back to goals again, after probably the middle of June. Okay, so I'm going to try to be real here. After the middle of June, I will start binding quilts again because somehow I now have, I don't know, 800 more quilts to bind again. But I love this Farm Fresh. I think that's what it's called. I'll find out for sure. It's by my friend Stacy of Gingerbur. It's a Moda fabric, and then I used a different, I forget, it's one of their basics for the binding. But look, 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 look. I can't stand back too far, but can you see it? Ta-da! That is the cutest fabric. I'm going to show you. It has these absolutely darling chickens. Look at the chickens and strawberries. But the colors, I love, love, love her colors. Stacy is an incredible artist, and she actually just opened, look at the turquoise chickens. Whoops, let me get them. Here we go. This turquoise and red and black is just amazing. And this, the reds go like some down into some corals. Anyway, and I put it backing, of course, red polka dots. I love it. I love it. So that came back and needs binding. Everything needs binding all the time. I just feel like my job is doing binding some days. It's kind of crazy, but that's what it is. It is what it is. So we have prizes. I am going to be showing you some new stuff. I just can't wait. Can't wait. But I have to wait. I have to wait a little bit. So prizes from last week. I had this strawberry moon fabric. It's great. It is just great. It's sort of like I've had it for a long time. It's not new. I've had it for a while. And it's just never kind of getting itself into a project. So I thought, okay, it's time to go on to a new home. So when you talked about goals, there are so many amazing goals. Although I do have to say that not enough of you are entering my contest. So I need to discuss this with you. Because, you know, we did one contest, we did one giveaway the other day. It's not a contest, it's a giveaway. Did a giveaway the other day and I had like 1,000 people. Whereas we're doing these fireside chats and you are not coming up, you're not beating that, which was a book. You know, like I have giving fabric away. So, you know, work on this. Need to get more of you leaving comments here at my website so that I can get your email, so I can email the winners. So back to goals. The goals, Linda Mahoney is the one who ran the random number picked, and she said one of her goals, or the goal she wanted to share, was that she wants to walk 4 days a week, which I think is a good goal. When you tell yourself and you set a number and you set a time frame, you know, for a week. And that she already goes to the Y, and for those of you who aren't familiar, it's the YMCA, which is a place that has pools and exercise and everything like that. So she goes to the Y 3 days a week. So this is quite an amazing goal, Miss Linda. You want to basically exercise 4 days a week, and 7 days a week. So 4 walking, 3 at the Y, and I applaud you. That is incredible. So you need to tell us if you manage that, and I will email you. Okay, and my next prize, now sometimes I have I use only a little bit of a set of fabric, just a tiny bit for something, and so there's quite a bit left over, and I never know quite what to do with that. So today I'm going to give that away to somebody. There's plus a bonus. So this came where we got a little mini jelly roll. There was a pattern like this, and then then we had the mini jelly roll, and then this nice chunk of really gorgeous fabric. And this, I have a lot of that little mini jelly roll left. I have this whole piece of fabric that I didn't even use, and the little pattern, which you might find fun to do. You might make a table runner or a little wall hanging. So that plus, because we can't just give you that, I have a copy of the Quilters Journal, which is fabulous. It has all of these quilts in it. Beautiful, beautiful inspiration. Look at that, beautiful inspiration. And so you can make notes. You can just look at this. You can just take it with you. It's not a pattern book. It is a journal. So, you know, you might find that you just use it to take notes. You might find that you want to answer some of the questions that are in there. There's pictures. The pictures are wonderful. It's produced by my publisher, Martingale. So these are pictures from different books that they publish, and they put into one journal. So somebody will win this, and your thing you're going to tell me is how or what do you do with cross stitching? Because I'm kind of curious, because I'm going to be doing that as my sideline, you know, my handwork project, and I'm just curious who else does that besides me. So, okay, end of video, end of Fireside Chat, which means I get to eat my Reese's. Not that I didn't eat a ton of them already. Don't tell anybody. So we will do this next. I don't know if it'll be Sunday or Monday. So that's kind of where I'm going with things. So either Sunday or Monday, depending on my travel, because I don't come home until Sunday, but I might be home in time that I don't feel too tired to do this. So we will see. If not, it'll be Monday. I'm Pat Sloan. Visit me at Quilt Along with Pat Sloan. Sign up for my newsletter so you don't miss a darn thing. And we will chat next week. Bye-bye.